Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting Toys on Film.
2 minutes later.
2 minutes. 2 minutes later? It was like 13 seconds.
No, that's the Duran Duran song
Yeah.
that I reference every time we do one of these episodes.
One of these days, we do have to get the Toys on Film. Toys on Film. We gotta just do the cover and have it play us in one of these times. One of these times.
I could reach out to somebody and see if they'll do it.
I mean, hey, I'm all about that utilizing connections. Yeah, we'll put it that way. So, as you can see and hear, we are joined by our own baby Joey. We are joined by Candy Pants himself.
Is this sponsored?
Voice of the pod, Joe. No, Dave is trying to get us sponsored by Liquid Death. He's by murdering his thirst from inside the Fortress of Solitude.
Sponsored by Liquid Death.
I didn't know that Liquid Death delivered to the Fortress of Solitude. Is that like a...
I think it's a DoorDash deal.
Yeah, you can get it on Grubhub.
Was Gary responsible for that?
He gave the code.
Yeah, okay, good. So if you haven't figured it out already, we are here with another edition of Toys on Film to talk about 2025's Superman. So we're gonna spend the next bit looking up at what's in the sky.
And if you're a fan of the Snyderverse, I recommend that you still stick around to hate listen.
Yeah. We are going to be brutally honest about our feelings.
Oh,
in the least brutal way possible.
Yeah. But before we do that, let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping.
For those of you that do like the Snyderverse,
yeah,
I have a contest for you.
So speaking of the Snyderverse, we are giving away this month a Platinum Edition, honestly really cool figure. It is the Henry Cavill Superman from the Snyderverse films. It is the patina graffitied statue of Superman. So it's got the false god spray paint on it. You can have a wonderful action figure of a statue with a cloth goods cape, which is a choice. I mean, this figure came out with the rubber cape. I figured this would have been the one to put back out with the rubber cape, but the soft goods cape is in there, and
it's like when they put sports jerseys on statues.
Yes,
during the playoffs.
We'll go with that. There we go. But all seriousness, this figure is really cool looking. And I have never seen it in person until Dave found it. I have not seen it since. So
it's the only one I ever saw.
So if you are interested in adding this figure to your collection, we welcome you to join everyone else who is interested in adding this figure to their collection at AIC_podcast on Instagram. Just look for that pinned post, follow the instructions, and enter for a chance to win. And we'll be announcing the winner on August 1st, along with the August giveaway. So definitely make sure you stick around and see what's up next. I don't know what we're giving away in August yet. It's still too early in July for me to think about that. But we do have we have them all set up. I just forget what it is.
Yeah. Assume that it's probably related to an event that's taking place in New Jersey in 2 weeks.
I don't think it is.
Oh. I thought it was.
No, I don't think we have a wrestling thing next. I honestly don't remember what it is. Okay. I really genuinely don't remember what we're giving away next. But it'll be something cool. I know what we're giving away the rest of the year. I just don't remember what order things are. So you'll have to find out in August.
Yeah.
But yeah. So with that takes care of our.
We usually do themes. That's why.
We usually do. That is correct. We usually do themes.
But
guess. It was a good guess. It was a logical guess. So we are here to talk about 2025 Superman. The film, as of the time of this recording, the film has not yet been out for a week yet. I think it's like 5 days at this point that it's been out.
5 days, wow.
And
actually a little longer if you got the Amazon advanced screening. So some people saw it. Some people saw it on the 8th, like one of my buddies. I was very jealous.
Yep, I did not. I saw it.
I don't think that counts towards the
box office.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Well, then it made even more money than they said it made. But yeah, so Superman, the official, I guess we'll say the official kickoff of James Gunn's DC film verse. I mean, we'll get into it, but it definitely, I think you could consider Peacemaker
and those were free tickets. So they
Creature Commandos.
Count.
Yeah, Peacemaker and Creature Commando. Yeah,
those were free.
No, you had to pay. You had to get them through Fandango.
Oh,
you just needed to use your Amazon account.
I think the proceeds did go to the Boys Club of America. So
I don't think it was a.
So it probably doesn't. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, that makes sense. But yeah. So Superman. Dave, do we have any stats prepared for this?
Yeah, I'm pulling them up now.
Okay, I will continue vamping while you do that. Joey, you have
I have something that I saw today that I thought was rather interesting. This made more money in 48 hours than the last 4 DCEU films.
Yes, I actually saw that stat as well. Yeah, so that is
the last.
Yeah, it was The Flash, Aquaman 2,
Blue Beetle,
and Shazam 2.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And the lowest of that was Shazam.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie made no money. Like huge L. That movie took a big L. Big L right to the, and you know what? It's honestly like, okay, so without getting into the politics of Zachary Levi's trash mouth, I thoroughly enjoyed that first Shazam movie, like thoroughly enjoyed that movie. So I was super bummed with the trajectory of Black Adam and that. Like, it was just like they had such a good thing going with that first Shazam movie. It's like a fun, like Christmas movie to a degree, like fun. It is just a fun movie. The dynamic with him and the kids, it's excellent. In that regard.
The other thing that's wild is, and we know I'm a big fan of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you sign a contract where A, you don't want to be a part of the franchise that your character is a part of, and B, your contract states you can't lose.
It's really hard to play the villain who's supposed to fight against Shazam and everybody else.
Yeah.
But just remember, he wasn't the hero. He said that 100 times during that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not good. But yeah, so but back to Superman. So yes, it made
But yeah, Creature Commandos is the first thing that was part of this new
I mean
DCU.
I'm counting James Gunn's Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker TV show. I mean, it's
so supposedly. So we find out how in a couple weeks.
Yeah, right. Supposedly it is. He said that the season 2 of Peacemaker is going to show kind of the trajectory of where kind of some things are headed,
and where certain things and people live, and
yeah.
Like there's going to be a Waller show, but John Economist is in it. We got the Lantern show next.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then
Supergirl. Yep. And then they are making another Robert Pattinson.
But that's
Robert
Elseworlds.
Pattinson. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And will be designated as such because as soon as a Brave and the Bold script comes in, that's going to be
Batman. I'm So excited. All right, Dave.
Batman and Damian.
Hit us with some stats for this movie.
All right. So, Superman 2025 released on July 11th, 2025. It was 129 minutes long. The budget was $225 million. It was written by and directed by James Gunn, based on characters from DC, in case you weren't sure. And of course, the stars David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Hoult, Edie, I always mispronounce the last name, Gathegi.
I don't know whether it's Gathegi or Gathegi, but yeah.
Anthony Carrigan, Nathan Fillion, Isabella Merced. You've got Sean Gunn makes a cameo. John Cena. This is spoiler alert, folks.
Oh yeah, we should say that. So we are going to talk about the movie in its entirety here, and talk about things that we liked, things that we want to call out.
Y'all couldn't keep stuff off Instagram for a day, so
yeah. Spoiler alert for sure.
Maria Gabriela De Feria was in it. Skylar Gisondo. I said Nathan Fillion.
Yep. I think you got all the key players there, Dave.
Yeah.
So what did you say the budget was? Did they
Frank
list
Grillo.
the budget there? Yeah, Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr.
The budget was $225 million.
And what was the opening box office?
So opening box office, as that information, by the way, was as per Wikipedia. This information as per Box Office Mojo, as of the day of recording, which is Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. We have 4 days worth of box office record. So domestically, Superman has made almost $138 million. Internationally, what is known thus far is $95 million, for a take of just shy of $233 million over 4 days.
Awesome. And I think
and tracking to do very well this coming weekend with Only I Know What You Did Last Summer as its competition,
which I will be going to see.
Which I actually really want to see too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? This is a very. It's been a while since we've had like a summer like this. I feel like where you had Jurassic World Rebirth, and then like seemingly on the heels of that you have Superman, and then on the heels of that you have Fantastic Four. So I mean,
you only have 2 Marvel movies this summer.
2 Marvel movies this summer. What's the other?
Thunderbolts
coming out at the beginning of May.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Now all of May counts. So.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so crazy. Just July though.
Remember when
June, July?
Remember when like Memorial Day started to count as the summer movie season?
Yeah, it's true.
Like Die Hard with a Vengeance was the first big one.
But yeah, so I saw this on Sunday, so just a couple days ago. I think Dave, you saw it the same day as me.
I did as well.
Joey, you had a day on us, right?
I was Saturday.
So I think we can all confidently say, and as we kind of get into the movie here and talk a little bit more, but I think our main takeaway was the 3 of us kind of unanimously enjoyed the ever-loving shit out of this movie.
Yeah, I like when Superman's like a dorky Boy Scout who punches things, and
he literally says "golly" at one point.
And gosh, yeah,
and gosh,
yeah.
He goes "golly," and you're like, "Golly."
Yeah, I mean, this was so. Admittedly, I will say going into this, admittedly, I'm not the biggest Superman guy. Like Superman was never like my favorite hero. I kind of always thought of him as kind of OP and boring. Like he can't lose. Like even like growing up as a kid in the 90s with that amazing animated series, the Bruce Timm Superman series, you know, that led into like the Justice League and stuff like that. It was still just Batman was always so much more interesting to me. I thought Batman had the better villains. I thought Batman had, you know, the better story, the better character development, the better motivation. Like, he was just so much more interesting.
Batman's Rogues Gallery is definitely, I think, has a deeper bench than Superman's does.
I mean, you could make the argument that it might be one of the best in comics. I think Spider-Man probably, you know, or X-Men, probably the only thing that really rival Batman's Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, but in theory, like, a lot of those villains are everybody's villains.
Well, especially Spider-Man. He likes to share. And or steal from other people's universes. But the thing with Superman that I've realized as I've gotten older, I've developed an appreciation for some of the subtleties of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of my appreciation that I've developed over the years is because cinematically he's been kind of dreadful for a long time, and it's made me appreciate like the complexities.
I would say for the entirety of your lifetime, because you went from like
I liked Brandon Routh Superman.
He portrayed Superman very well. I thought he did a very good job at taking over for Christopher, because it was a sequel to the Christopher Reeve universe. So it was like he did a fantastic job at it.
Yeah, I think it's actually technically Superman takes over for Superman 2.
Is it 2 or 3? I forget.
I feel like 3 and 4 kind of get retcon there.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's technically
he doesn't mention Richard Pryor at all in Superman Returns.
No.
It's a shame.
But to the point of using the score and everything, like.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And and he returned to the role too as kind of like the Kingdom Come Superman in some of the CW stuff.
In Crisis, right?
Yeah. But to that point, I've developed this kind of appreciation for Superman. So I went into this kind of like very open-minded, like hoping to kind of experience some things cinematically really for the first time in a movie theater, right? Because like by the time I was watching, you know, all of us, I mean, Christopher Reeve Superman, those first 2 came out before all of us were born, right? And I think even the second one was, if anything, you were like 1.
I was, if anything, I was a baby. I know Superman 3 and 4 from my youth.
But like, you know, we all kind of experienced those.
Like, I saw Superman 4 in the movies.
Yeah, I mean, Quest for Peace was 87.
Yeah, so I was not born yet. So I went into this with kind of like an open mind. I love James Gunn's work. You know, his the other movies and TV shows that he's done have all been phenomenal. I hear great things about Creature Commandos. I have to go back and watch it now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
It was one of the better. I mean, next to My Adventures with Superman,
which I heard
Creature Commandos. Yeah, My Adventures with Superman is right next to the animated series, and just like it really blows things away.
Count, though, right? Or it's not part of the.
No, that's an Elseworld.
That's like an anime Superman, right?
Anime style. He also has like a Sailor Moon transformation sequence.
It's great.
Fantastic.
That sounds amazing. But yeah, so I mean, this was let's kind of start at the beginning here, right? So you what's really cool about this movie is you get dropped right into the story.
No pun intended.
We do not have to we do not get the typical origin story that we would get with a Superman movie. So it felt very much like panels of a comic book, you know, at that point, you know, with the whole like what was it, like 33 years 33 years 3 months, or 3 years 3 months 3 days 3 hours, right? Yeah, that was
the first time Superman has ever lost.
Yeah, it was really like a jarring intro. And you know, it's that what we saw in the trailer, right? The him laying in the Arctic,
which
or
you
the
assume is going to be like second act.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of shocking to see that first. But yeah, right off the bat, I mean, you're introduced to Superman. He's he just got the shit kicked out of him. So I thought that was really kind of clever, playing up the humanity of the role, like the man part of the Superman, like right out of the gate.
I mean, some of the most interesting Superman stuff is Clark. Like that is some of the most interesting story. I'm like you, where I was not the biggest Superman, but it took me getting a little older and just like continuously like ingesting the media of Superman to be like, oh, okay,
I
get
read
it now.
Superman like on and off. I never hated Superman. I just was like, Batman does stuff.
I feel like,
I mean, Superman always does stuff too, but you always feel like Superman is off fighting aliens, whereas or like punching robbers, whereas like Batman's like in the middle of some like insane crap.
Yeah, and like that was always the thing. I mean, there's a reason why the term kryptonite, has become a household term for things outside of a green rock that kills Superman, right? Like,
yeah, and Superman barely lost. Like Superman, a lot of Superman of my youth, I'll say, felt more in line to me with like Batman 66 than like anything else, because it's like, well, everybody knows the movies, and the movies are kind of have that camp factor to them as well. So it's just like, well, how's he going to get out of it this time? Like, type of deal.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole kind of adventure of the week premise with Superman, I think that works very well for his character. I mean, I talked about it on the show during our top 10 of the first half of the year, but like Fleischer Superman, prior to anything else, was like, that was my top tier version of Superman. Like, when I close my eyes, I think of him punching that mummy in a museum and like giant robots and stuff. Like Superman, adventure of the week, pulpy Superman, like low character development, like very one-dimensional short bursts. Like, for me, that was how Superman worked best. The moment you put him in a situation like the Justice League, or his own show where he had like an arc and a narrative, it never really worked for me, because with the exception of Christopher Reeve, because I do like those first two films.
I like Superman 3.
But not even going to touch that.
It's ridiculous. That's why I like it.
Richard Pryor's the best scientific mind of our generation.
It did something different.
It did. It sure did.
It wasn't Gene Hackman trying to get land.
Australia.
Well, I mean, even in this one's funny, right? Like, that's one of the things that it ends up being.
Lutherland, or whatever he called it, or
Lutherania, or
Lutheranian, or
Lutheria.
Yeah.
But the land isn't the goal.
No, it's control. But still, it all boils down and comes back to real estate.
Yeah, it's always about that real estate. Even Kevin Spacey's character in Returns did the same thing. It was land.
Yep. He needs land.
But in this case, I'm going to create land.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's talk about Lex for a minute here, because I think Nicholas Hoult. Wow. Unbelievable. Like, I mean,
he's 2 for 2 on playing comic book characters, isn't he?
I was worried that I was not, because Beast is one of my favorite X-Men, so I was worried that I was not going to be able to like separate the two. Because
the man from Beast.
Well, sometimes when an actor plays a character that's it sticks in your head and it can get in the way. From the first moment he was on screen, I was like blown away by how good he was.
He was a bastard. He was an evil man.
And the second, like, because I read the story that like the Luthor part was based off of, which is Lex Luthor, Man of Steel, with the Brian Azzarello miniseries, which you can get now in a graphic novel called Luthor. It is one of my favorite, and not in like a red flag sort of way, but it's one of my favorite written miniseries probably ever, because one of the things that I think makes a great villain, a great villain, is the fact that like no matter what you do, no matter what you say, what that person thinks is what they think is correct. Like you're not changing their mind. And he is
nice,
the prototypical like xenophobic, we'll just say Metropolis first.
Yeah.
And this is, we're not talking about, this is a story that was written 8 years ago. Like,
yeah.
This is from a while ago. I want to say this book is like 20 years old. It's just perfect because it's really a character study on
2015, it looks like. It was at least when this was collected. I'm trying to see if when it was
yeah, if you look up Lex Luthor Man of Steel, you'll find it. But it's like it's a character study on like why Lex Luthor is, and he's not like the charming Gene Hackman, or even Kevin Spacey, like, haha, I'm nice, but I'm like a sociopath. Like, I mean, like, real
2005. Sorry,
yeah,
I misread.
Like, real, just horrible person who thinks that Superman is here to destroy us, and
not only that, I mean, he says it so poignantly towards the end of the movie, right? When he says, you make me feel inferior, like your greatness.
Yeah, it's just jealousy.
Is a reminder of how weak we are as humans, right? Like that's how he sees Superman.
And Lee Bermejo's art is incredible. They went on to do a Joker book later on.
That Joker one shot is amazing. The one where he gets out of jail and
well, this is better.
Yeah. No. I've read some of this. I haven't read the whole thing. I need to go back and do that. But
it's probably, I think, I'd be hard pressed to say there's a better Lex Luthor story.
Yeah, and I mean, Nicholas Hoult does such a good job of bringing that to life, like every part of that. So like
I think the part that makes it better too is that we always see comic book Lex as like this kind of more broad dude, like he's physically broad. I think the fact that he's slighter,
yeah, he's better. They always like try to make him mimic Superman in the comics, like where he's just visually. Like visually he's a much larger dude. And then there was even a couple of the animated stuff that had come out where they actually kind of highlight him like working out as much as Superman.
And then when he gets like his power suits and all that.
Yeah. And I mean, I could see Nicholas Hoult totally rocking the power suit at some point in this, like without a doubt.
This universe lends itself to power suits.
Oh, he has to down the road. I would imagine. I would be shocked if he doesn't.
Yeah, I think we're definitely headed in that direction with him.
Just becomes President Power Suit.
But like, yeah, so like when I always think of Lex Luthor, right? Like I think of two versions. I tend to, well, now I'm going to think of Nicholas Hoult kind of, I think, first and foremost, but like Gene Hackman is like the funny side of things, right? And then and Kevin Spacey to that degree too. But the animated series, like you said, like the broad-shouldered, kind of big
Clancy Brown voiced.
Yep. One of the goats. But yeah, I loved that about this character because this version of the character, he was a regular dude that was terrifying.
He's like a tech bro. Like
and like what was always his kind of like tagline when he was described in like super like the world's smartest criminal mind or something like
the greatest criminal mind of our generation.
Yeah. And I mean, the plan that he put together, the multi-layered plan, you know, shouting out those move sets to like beat Superman and stuff. It was just
the gamification of it too, because like
I know
he'd be good at that.
I'm jumping a little forward, but when they're in his pocket universe and he has the cart vendor from Metropolis, well, I can't remember his name now.
Was it like Malik or something?
Or Mala?
Yeah, something like that.
Or Malai. That scene, I'm like, okay, so he's playing Russian roulette with this man.
Yeah.
And like no matter how smart you are, you can't calculate when that bullet's gonna happen.
Yep. I mean, that's
like,
the point of it, right?
Like that's the point of it. Like, you know, just him doing it, he gets 2 in.
Yeah.
Two esks twice. Guy died. I'm like, he just killed that guy. And, and he even says, "Oh, that didn't last as long as I thought it was going to. I'm gonna go get another person now."
Yeah. But I like that even him, like, he's like, I'm gonna go get Clark Kent, and you're like, even he was fooled, you know, like
hypno glasses, baby.
But here's the thing: Lex is smart enough to figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's just so blind with like rage and jealousy that, and this is another thing that's from the comics, where there's like an old issue where they tell him, like, he develops this computer and these programmers to like find out who Superman is, and they tell him it's Clark Kent, and he fires them because there's no way that could be right.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is actually a great transition, because I think one of the things that's not being talked about enough is how good. So like Corn Sweat was great as Superman. Like he was a great Superman. He brought a lot of like dimension to the character and everything. His Clark Kent, we don't get to see it very much in the movie, actually. Like he doesn't play Clark Kent like in maybe more than like 2 or 3 scenes ultimately. But like even just seeing him walk into the Daily Planet and kind of have that you know, the banter with like Perry and with Jimmy Olsen, we got to get into that, because Sex Machine Jimmy Olsen is one of the best decisions I think James Gunn has ever made. But the
as the kids would say, he has Riz.
Yes, he's dripping with Riz. Yeah, the his portrayal of Clark Kent, like, I thought was excellent. Like, excellent.
I love how, like, Corn Sweat's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's 6'4". He's a tall, big dude. And he just, as he's wearing his Clark Kent, you know, persona, it's just like, he's big and awkward. He doesn't look like he belongs with everybody in that room either. Which is fantastic. Like, that's what you want to see. You want to see that coming out of Clark, where it's just like, he's a big, awkward goof.
Yep. Like, he doesn't look like comfortable in his own skin, right?
Like zero chill whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. Interviewing himself.
Yeah.
Thinking it's a good idea.
A good idea for him to interview himself.
Yeah. Ethically, just so wrong. And I love that Lois calls him out on that. And I mean, she was just...
Wasn't it nice to have, like, the greatest reporter on the face of the earth be, like, also smart again?
Yeah, and the fact that, like, again, like, there were certain...
talk forever about that, about her portrayal as Lois. It was...
certain tropes are, like, overdone, right? Like, we didn't need to see her not know who he was and, like, go through that whole thing again. Like, it was just...
Or it was just kidnapped by some guy she saw yesterday.
Yeah. It was just nice to see a strong portrayal of her. And I love the whole, like, punk rock thing that was woven through it, you know. Basically, I mean, effectively, like, treating Metropolis like New York City. She was basically like, oh, I'm a punk rocker from Brooklyn, you know. It was effectively what she said.
And he's a punk rocker from Kansas.
Yeah,
listening to Christian rock.
Yeah, the Crab Joys or whatever it was.
I forget what it.
Yeah, the pop punk band. He was basically a Blink-182 fan. Charlotte. Yeah, or Good Charlotte. It was more what they looked like. Yeah. Or Simple Plan. Take your pick.
Yeah.
But
people like them.
I will not allow Simple Plan slander here.
No slander. I love them all. But yeah, it was yeah, he was just.
But she's like, all right, dude, come get me when you hear, Rocket to Russia. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that portrayal was also right up there with the version from the animated series, like
or Margot Kidder.
Yeah, or Margot Kidder. But like, to go with that modern style, like James Gunn said it. This was heavily influenced also by the animated series, and as well as a bunch of the comics, that he read. And,
big All-Star,
All-Star, like, Birthright. But like, it had all those notes.
Great arc too. It's like, I think, of that era, probably the best Grant Morrison thing. Because it ain't Final Crisis, that's for sure.
I mean, just all those notes, though. It had everything that you could want. I will say that, you mentioned the gamification of what Lex was doing. My brain instantly went to Guardians when they were all using the ships were by the hive mind.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is like, that's that scene, but with Superman.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing too, like you mentioned Guardians, and I think one of the things that James Gunn has proven in this movie that he is not like a flash in the pan regarding is his ability to develop ancillary characters to almost the point of scene stealers, and in some case for sure scene stealers.
And all three of them were.
Yeah. I personally like. I know who Guy Gardner is. I know who Hawkgirl is. And by the way, Dora the Explorer is Hawkgirl. Just perfect. Yeah. Well, I always think of her because she did that first. She was the first live action Dora the Explorer, and she's fantastic in The Last of Us season 2. By the way, as well. If anyone's not watching that,
haven't seen it. Haven't watched it yet. I have to watch it.
She's fantastic in that. By far my favorite character. But Mr. Terrific, like I knew nothing about that character. I mean, I knew generally that he existed, that he had a T on his face, and that he was like a tech guy, but like I didn't really know much about the character. And I mean he ended up being.
T is part of how he controls the.
He ended up being probably my favorite part of the movie. To be perfectly honest, like. Every time he was on the scene, and we'll talk about the toys at the end here, but like I made a post on Instagram where I said like I went from knowing nothing about the character to wanting to know what he eats for dinner every night. Like I found him so interesting, and it was like, give me more. Like, and those little glimpses of like them putting the Justice League together and seeing the classic Hall of Justice.
And it's like straight out of Superpowers or Super Friends, whatever you want to.
And
seconds later,
I was going to say, Joe, hit us with a meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
at the Hall of Justice.
Seconds later, at the Hall of Justice.
The seeing like a Honda parked out front of it and like just like dudes on scaffolds like working on it, like it just there, and that was kind of one of the things tonally that I loved about this was. Almost like the non sequitur nature of some of the things that happened, right? Like no one thinks it's weird that there's a giant, like, floating
eyeball
in the sky, or like
this exists
exactly. But like think about like the way that I looked at it. I had like a little chuckle to myself as I'm sitting there because there's the scene when he's fighting the kaiju that
it's an intergalactic imp. They'll take care of it. Like,
yeah,
but when
he's fighting the kaiju, right? Lots to unpack in this scene because it was just awesome. But they keep cutting to this one guy who's just casually watching Superman fight this literal like
this is everyday life for these people.
Eating a hot dog, right? Like just like watching Superman fight this thing. Like yards away from the front of his floor to ceiling glass window, right? Like these people have adjusted to the world around them in a way that like we as like people who grew up in New York and New Jersey, like when you see weird stuff in New York, you're just like like you don't even react to it. You just keep walking, or like you're like,
I want to talk about this kaiju scene.
And these people are in Delaware. Eric, you've been to Delaware.
Well done, Dave. Well done. So yes, the kaiju scene, Joe.
I want to talk about this kaiju scene, and we're going to start getting into some bashing territory. The not overcorrection, but the correction that was made here was Superman stops the kaiju from crashing into a building. He looks back at the people and says, "Is everybody okay?" While the kaiju is still there.
But that's what he would do.
Right. It's fantastic. Also, I want to save the kaiju. Yeah. I don't want to kill the kaiju. Well,
Superman doesn't kill things.
Guess what?
I love that he's I love that he's on the ground. That was one of the moments where we got the first like gosh or like golly, because they're like go. He tells
he's like, oh gosh.
He tells Mr. Terrific, right? Like Mr. Terrific is like, what's going on, and he's like, his skin's really hard. And then tries to make like I'm just trying to get him out of the city. And Mr. Terrific rolls his eyes and is like, "Go for the eyes."
Yeah, go for their eyes. And he's like, "Oh,
yeah." And then Guy Gardner produces one of the best constructs I think I've ever seen, and just that piston that's just poking him in the eye, the one that would just like repeatedly. And this monster is just getting pissed, and he puts oven mitts on it. And Hawkgirl's like, "What can you help?" Like
Superman saves a squirrel.
That was the best.
He saves a squirrel.
So they, we see that again, like, from the trailers, and when we see trailers, we're always trying to guess like where a scene fits into like the larger thing. You would think that like Superman saving that girl from all of those, like the debris, right? Like you'd think like that was like some big, like epic, third act, maybe even final act, like moment. Nope. It was a borderline throwaway during the kaiju scene because the Justice Gang come in and they're a little looser on the like protect everybody rules. So he then goes on to basically like, crowd detail, right? And and Superman's running around saving little girls, saves a woman, saves a squirrel,
saves a dog.
If you think about it,
saves the dog. Yeah,
the Justice Gang are corporate funded, like subcontractors, effectively. Like,
Yep, because the Justice League is not a thing yet.
Guy Gardner's oven mitts were fantastic too.
Yeah.
Love those. I made oven mitts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, and to your point, Joe, like tonally, this was such a shift from everything, like even just from the color palette to the lighting to the underwear on the outside again.
Well, so and that was even the comics. Like Superman was always, daytime and bright colors.
Yeah.
Flash very similar
because he had nothing to hide. Like that was
Batman works at night. Like,
yep. And Batman plays a little like he's got his rules, but like he's willing to break some legs and arms and bones and to get some information.
Superman actually has to actively think about pulling his punches. It's like the Spider-Man scenario. He has to actively think about pulling those punches.
The monster that killed him into outer space.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's just it's wild. That correction, and it's the best correction anybody could have ever asked for.
And the whole movie, the premise of the whole movie, right, is set up effectively playing on that like weakness to a fault, right? Like he gets into that argument with Lois in the very beginning of the movie, and where he's like, "You could interview Superman." And she asks him hard journalism, like real journalism questions.
The war. Who said you could?
Yeah, like that was outside of
doing it for me.
That's what I do. Like,
and he keeps repeating to the point where he gets like enraged with her, and he's like, he screams at the top of his lungs, "People were going to die."
His delivery of those type of things, just like you felt that in your in your soul.
Yeah, like
everyone's made that argument with somebody.
Yeah, and it's like he is not courageous. He's righteous to a fault. And sometimes that is Superman's biggest hubris, is the fact that like he can't see past the I'm here to save people. And like whatever happens next, we'll deal with that when we have to deal with it. But like right now, like people were going to die, and I stopped that from happening. Now it turns out that like in the grand scheme of things, he was right. Like Superman was totally right. He did what he should have done. He did. He ended up
just didn't know that he was like,
yeah.
Right.
You find out at the end that it's like, okay, yes, he did sort of step into Lex's trap because Lex knew that he was going to do that and knew that all of these other events were going to be set off from that from that one singular action. And that's part of Lex's brilliance, is genius, right? Is that he knew that was going to happen. But like, it was just so refreshing to see a Superman that was, instead of being like embroiled in his emotions, was dedicated to, like, he knew what he was dedicated to. Even when
Superman always has a crisis of confidence. Like, that just is a thing
that
happens.
Yeah. And I loved the spin on that in this movie too. Like the fact that the message was damaged, right? And we hear from his parents, and it's that, he only knows the first half of it, which is like, go to Earth,
and they're closet imperialists, like,
yeah. And then when he hears that's when his crisis occurs, right? Like, he hears the rest of the message, and the whole time he's like even like the Superman robots, right? Like, they play that first part of the message to like soothe him. It's he gets to hear his parents' voice, right? And then the spin on that, right? He hears the second half of the message for the first time and has this crisis of like, oh my God, they sent me here to rule. I made the wrong assumption. Oh my God, like, what do I do now? Like, who am I even? And then we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording, but both of you, I think Joe, you actually started to make the point that this is the best, if not the best, one of the best mom Pa Kents.
Oh God, yes.
And
absolutely.
They come in clutch to pull him out of that crisis and really kind of show him who he is.
That scene with Pa Kent outside of the house when Superman's eating his cereal or whatever he's doing, or Clark is eating his cereal.
Yeah, we're back in Smallville.
Yeah, we're back in Smallville. That legitimately brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
I'm like, he delivered it perfectly, and it's like, you're not who your parents are. We can help. We can give you tools. It's up to you how you use those tools.
Yeah.
We're here to embarrass you. We're here to help you try to help you make the right choices, but it's up to you at the end of the day.
To only use speakerphone on our
smartphone,
which people are like, that they're dumb. No, they're not.
That's what people do.
What parent doesn't do that?
Yeah, the only reason our mother doesn't do that is because we've yelled at her enough to not do it.
No, she does it.
Speakerphone? I've never, not in front of me. Not in front, never. She knows better.
I just I love the phone is on the table. Both of her hands are on the table, and she's looking at the phone.
Yep. We've all seen it.
Like, I mean, just based on the jobs we've held,
and the dad's tinkering on, Pa Kent's tinkering with stuff. Like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have a moment though when, with the message being,
they were funny. Like, everything was funny.
The message that Jor-El had left, I'm like, oh, Superman's Goku.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dragon Ball, Goku hits his head, comes down to Earth, meets Gohan, and he becomes a good man.
We've come full circle, right? I mean, I think that
even that's something that's been told in comics, and like, James Gunn definitely pulled from source. It's not like he was like, you know what, let me make them this.
Yep. And speaking of pulling from source, something else that we've seen for the first time now in movies back here on our screen here is Crypto.
Yeah.
The best boy ever.
The bestest boy.
James Gunn's dog.
I was reading a stat today. I saw on X that following the opening weekend of this film, dog adoptions nationwide are up like a noticeable percentage. Google searches for like, where can I adopt a dog, which I love. I'm super allergic to dogs, which sucks, but I love everyone else's dogs. I like to say I'm the best dog uncle.
Callie adopted a Crypto toy.
Yep. Callie, we found a little Spin Master Crypto toy on a little jaunt to Walmart after the movie because I needed to look for that. We'll get into it, but I'm still missing the Superman robot, so I was like, I need to go find it. But yeah, I loved Krypto, and I loved the twist that Krypto is not actually Superman's dog, that it's it's Supergirl's.
If you think that
Yep.
If you think that Superman was mad that Lex took Krypto,
oh my goodness!
Imagine what Kara would have done.
When he comes in, where's the dog?
It's like when he busts through that door and throws that desk, and that whole thing too, like the timing of like him picking the Lex picking the mug up just in time so that way the mug doesn't get flipped at the table. And as he's drinking, he's like, "Who's this stupid white dog in a red cape?"
Once again, my wife leans into me and she goes, "If he does anything to this dog."
So I don't know if it still exists, but there used to be this website called like Does the Dog Die?
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing.
Okay,
they've added a lot to it. Like
okay, all right.
Dogs, cat, like there's a lot.
So I did not look beforehand. I kind of figured that Krypto would be okay. I didn't think James Gunn would do that, at least in the first movie. But I will say one of the few moments in the movie that did give me sort of like pause was when we get the cameo for Supergirl. I'm curious to see if that's like this is Supergirl on like PTO/vacation. I know they make the call out to like, Kryptonians like to go places with red suns because they can get drunk. I thought that was hilarious. Like the whole scene played out perfectly to me. Like it didn't bother me in the moment. It was one of those things that just gave me a little bit of pause because like,
well, Joey held up the book. So
a recommendation that was made to me was Superman, Woman of Tomorrow, Tom King, Supergirl, Woman. We're talking so much about Superman. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King. It was a recommendation made to me way before this movie was even really announced.
Which, by the way, is the story that her movie is based on.
Her movie is going to be based on this, so I need to go through, read this, and check it out.
Let's just say it's not out of character.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, she's a big time mess. So
so we are getting hot mess Supergirl. Okay,
yeah, we're gonna get hot mess Supergirl.
Not mad about it.
I'm okay with it.
Again, it was just one of those things where it was like, huh, like it gave me like a moment of pause.
I'm just curious because I don't know if they're gonna like do anything with the Kara's parents never really agreed with Superman's parents.
I mean, they could be like, look, we're not conquerors, and go that route.
And there's like I know there was a whole sub story at some point where like I believe they sent her in order to make sure he didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, and there was a couple theories of things going on too.
Millie Alcock is the actor's name.
A lot of theories that were going around that like, oh, Brainiac altered the message, Zod altered the message.
No, I don't think anybody did.
But that was a theory that people were having. I mean, maybe just because they didn't want that, don't want that story.
Version.
There's been a lot of discourse for certain things. One of my buddies told me yesterday even that people were upset about that floating eye scene. And I thought it was a perfect comic book panel.
And that's exactly what it is. And I mean, it wasn't a dereliction of duty, on Superman's part.
That is a comic book panel and a half. Like,
yeah. And the first thing he said, like Lois was even like, were you out there helping them? And he was like, nah, they have it. Like they have it handled.
I mean, the discourse against him, even one of my really good friends.
If anything,
I don't like how weak
Superman was it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He wasn't weak, right?
I did a whole entire dissertation for my buddy. If you read the thing at the beginning, this is the first time he's ever lost.
Yeah,
he lost because he's fighting a clone of himself. When he fights Kryptonians, he gets fucked up.
Yeah, one of them kills him.
Yeah, one of them kills him. He gets messed up when he fights other Kryptonians or something that's basically just as strong as him. And he went out at 80% strength.
Yep.
Then he gets kryptonite poisoning and then still goes out to go fight.
Yep.
Like he's not at full power.
Yeah,
and that's...
he falls into this like proton lake or whatever the hell they called it.
We haven't even talked about Metamorpho yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, Metamorpho has to make stuff up in order to like power him up a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically makes fusion.
Yeah.
Like basically makes us.
I can kind of make a sun.
He was great too.
We also haven't talked about Eve. I mean, listen, we're not going to be able to and Sex Machine Jimmy Olsen.
Eve, the low key smartest person in the movie.
Yeah, that
Eve Tessmacher.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean,
Otis Berg.
Yeah, there wasn't a bad.
That's Otis's last name is Berg.
I love it, Otis Berg.
There wasn't a bad piece of casting in the entire movie. I mean, everybody did what they had to do. In terms,
Lex is like chuds that are like, oh yay, we'll help you kill Superman. Like,
yeah. Just, I mean, everybody was excellent. In terms of the story, and Metamorpho, what an underutilized character. That again, like those are the types of things that James Gunn succeeds at,
right into Justice Gang, like
and DC, like Marvel has a lot of weird characters, like people with like wacky superpowers and stuff like that. Like Marvel is like filthy with those, but DC's got some like real weirdos, like some serious weirdo characters. So I think he's going to really soar here, especially
have a good time. Dude, Peacemaker is like a big deal now.
Yeah, and he had a great cameo as basically like MAGA Peacemaker, which was hilarious. On Michael Ian Black's conservative talk show.
His Tucker Carlson show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be.
I was thinking him more of like a Gutfield.
That's fair.
I'm gonna be so curious, like when because they're gonna bring in Martian Manhunter. Like we got no Martian Manhunter.
Well, they did mention Mars at one point, and he said, "I'm not a Martian, I'm Kryptonian."
Right.
That was
But they like
caught that.
What is it? Man of Steel, I think, or one of the Snyder movies had a cameo by Martian Manhunter, and it was that was it.
And no, it didn't. It had a guy who everybody thought should play Martian Manhunter, and for the Snyder cut, he was like, "You know what? Everybody's got a good idea."
Not gonna lie, that wasn't a bad idea. Like, it honestly wasn't, but it was a perfect example of why that stuff was
I'm
broken.
Gonna crowdsource stuff for this.
Yeah, let's make this happen. It was like 2 seconds though. It was nothing.
But it was. I think before we head into toys, because I can't believe we've already been talking about just the movie for an hour here. Let's before we shift into toys, tonally, like I think we can all comfortably say like DC is back with this. Yeah. Like this is back on track. It is a great glimpse into what we're going to be seeing with the DC universe under James Gunn, and I think we have a lot of really good stuff to look forwards to. So,
I mean, Lex using monkeys to be rage baiting online trolls was just,
yep.
You know who he's talking about.
Yep.
We know.
Yep. Yep.
Hashtag super shit.
Oh man. you know I don't like that one.
It's a bad word. That's why.
Yeah,
and also
a bad word.
And also Superman just not being on social media, like him
a little bit. He's like a little bit. I read it a little bit.
This is so funny. All right, so like any good superhero movie, we've got
the little bit, by the way, is Guy busting his chops.
Yeah,
and sending it to him.
Yeah.
One last thing before we get into the toys, because I think this is an important part of the movie, and it does have to do with Justice Gang, but I think it's like a super important thing going forward.
Yeah.
People know who he is.
Oh yeah. Like
more people than you.
Oh
think
yes.
know who Superman is.
Yes, yeah. I love Guy Gardner for that. That was.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that they know they kind of have to.
That whole scene where where Lois yells at him like, "Well, what if I didn't know? Like, why would you tell me? What if I didn't know?"
It's the hypno glasses. You know about the hypno glasses.
And then he goes, he goes, well, you're one of the cloth. I
one of the cloth.
I almost pissed my pants. I was laughing so hard.
And middle finger constructs, he's so good.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Perry White 100%
no. No, they don't. They just know that Lois is with Superman.
I think they know.
Actually, no. You know what? I take that back. You're right. Because how would they? Lois has never interviewed Superman before.
Mm-hmm.
So when they walk away at the end together to go on their interview, they both know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they know. They definitely know. That's funny. I didn't really think about that until right now. They definitely know. Yeah.
I mean, the people at the Daily Planet are not dumb. Maybe Cat Grant doesn't know.
Well,
and Lombard definitely doesn't know.
Lombard's dumb.
Yeah, Lombard is dumb.
Cat Grant was so good. So good. But yeah, I think this is just going to be one of those instances where Clark Kent like quietly goes away. And he's just Superman.
I think at some point they're going to be like Clark, and he's going to be like, who's Clark? And they're gonna be like, come on, dude.
Roll their eyes.
Yeah. Like in the Justice League movie or something. Like they're gonna be like, come on, dude.
So
Batman's gonna know as soon as he shows up.
So let's talk about toys.
No, Batman won't. Batman will know because he has to.
Because he detectives his way.
He's the world's greatest detective.
So there have already been a ton of toys for this movie, which is amazing to see. Love to see it. Everything from kid related stuff all the way up to like adult collector and beyond, right? So we got a chance to see a preview of some of these at New York Toy Fair, which was awesome. We have actually a review up of this 2-pack up on our YouTube channel right now. So the Superman and Kaiju slime battle takes some Kenner-esque liberties in terms of what actually you get in terms of play features, which I absolutely love. But you do get to liquefy his guts. So
you do get to liquefy his guts.
So if you have a little Mr. Terrific, he can do his thing.
So this is also the first and so far only Hammer of Baravia figure, which is super cool because of course this is a character within a character, right? And then this is neat, right? Because
pretty sweet.
We get the Luther Corp pack. I will say it's Luther Corp, much more of a mouthful than Lex Corp, but
maybe he'll change it after he gets out of prison.
Maybe rebranding. But you get a couple of the 6-inch heroes here. You get our very own little baby Joey. And what's really neat is you get a what if Lex had a power suit.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point, we know that the toys are made off of concept art a lot of times. So maybe at some point Lex was supposed to wear the power suit.
It's possible.
But yeah, there's a whole range of really cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a surviving the pocket universe thing or like
Yeah. There's a whole lot of really cool
controlling Ultraman, something along those lines.
Spin Master stuff out there. And then moving on from Spin Master, so NECA's got this amazing quarter scale. So it's at like 12, 13, 14 inches, something like that. Quarter scale action figure. What's really cool is a friend of the pod, Blaine, posted some awesome behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this. He actually got to go on set to the Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't see him here.
So he was there while you were out for lunch.
I was seeing the movie, and that's when Blaine stopped by.
So he took some photos on set. He brought his sketchbook with him. They weren't allowed, so they went as part of like a merchandising thing. They got to actually talk to James Gunn. They got to see the real costume up close. They got to see the Superman bots up close. They learned about how the Fortress of Solitude was going to work and everything, but they weren't allowed to take any photos or the photos that they did take, they couldn't access them until after. They basically had to like give them over to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers was like, after the movies come out, we'll give you your photos back.
Oh wow.
But what he was allowed to do was, for the purposes of the toy, was sketch. So he posted pictures of his sketches of the suit and a lot of the things that James Gunn was saying about the suit. Like, it's not supposed to be skin tight or like tactical. It's supposed to fit like a tailored suit. So like it has give, it has wrinkles, it has textures and things and different fabrics and things.
Like his mom helped make it.
So yeah. So this is the result of what you're seeing from NECA is based on Blaine's sketches, which I think is really neat. So then we have SH Figure Arts, Bandai and Tamashii Nations entering the fray here with their version of Superman. By the way, a lot of what you're seeing is available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store and other retailers. So AICpodcast.com/links, and you can find all this stuff. But the SH Figure Arts Superman. Then you've got the Beast Kingdom. So this is the
I never saw that one.
This is their 8-inch Superman. So it's part of their 8-inch action line. You get Superman and Crypto there. Of course, the Hot Toys deluxe 1/6 scale Superman and Crypto. So this is your 12-inch figure there. But again, with like the cloth goods, and then we get into McFarlane. So for a company that is potentially moving out of the DC world, they have one could say they've delivered heavily for this movie. So there are 2 store exclusives. So one being this. There's actually more than 2 store exclusives. There's 4. There's 4 store exclusives. So one is the Superman robot, number 4, Gary. This is of course
Gary,
voiced by Alan Tudyk. So you can find this at Walmart. I'm going to move myself over here. The other 2 exclusives are Mr. Terrific.
Such a good likeness.
So Mr. Terrific, and this is again Walmart exclusive. This is part of the deluxe line, so it's the $35 figure. So it's got the interchangeable.
Oh, no, he doesn't also have a face hole.
He also has a face hole, Dave. And yes, I'm going to show it. So
he's sure got. This is a family show. Oh god.
He's got the interchangeable face plates. So yeah, but they look really great. This is an awesome figure.
Is so off-putting.
Yeah. How dare you show his face hole?
Awesome figure. The other exclusive is the Battle Damage, which I didn't realize until I opened it. The Battle Damaged Ultraman. So, much like the regular Ultraman, he's got some crap, but he just has some cracked glasses and some like dirty deco.
The dirty figures are Target, correct?
Walmart for this one. So the other dirty figure, we'll get to that in a moment. We've got Nicholas Holtz, Lex Luthor,
which hand looks incredible.
Baby Kaiju. I'll have this tomorrow.
No face hole on this one. It's full heads.
Yes. We've got Metamorpho.
I love Metamorpho.
Dude, everyone who passed on that Metamorpho early is like kicking themselves down, me included.
So you got the regular version of Superman here. So this is the standard $25 Superman. This has a dirty variant, which you can find at Target. So a battle damaged, dirty variant. And then you've got the deluxe, which I have here. This figure is amazing.
I have him as well.
You've got the soft goods wired cape. This is a fantastic figure. Really, really good figure. And then this is the regular Ultraman there. So you can see it's just without the battle damage. McFarlane also has an entire wave of superpowers.
So great.
The main players here, the Fortress of Solitude, and then the T-Craft. Whole lot of Superman. They've got a 1/6 scale PVC statue, and then they also have. I must not have a picture of it here. Sorry. There's also a 1/6 scale resin statue. That's like a $300 like big statue. And then you've got these sort of Todd's mods. They're not labeled Todd's mods, but the Metamorpho certainly looks like one. But yeah, vinyl. They're big, really, big. Vinyl figures.
They're bobblehead size.
Yeah. So you got the kaiju. You got Baby Joey. Aw, baby Joey, and the kaiju,
and Metamorpho.
Yeah, and Metamorpho. So
it's a wild Metamorpho.
So really, really cool offering out there for toys. And then I would be remiss if we didn't also mention the popcorn buckets.
Hold on.
So Joey's gonna get the one that he got from AMC. But I'll talk about the Cinemark one real quick. Is Crypto's Dog Bowl. So if you go see it at Cinemark for 20 human US dollars, you can eat your popcorn out of a dog bowl like a Kryptonian dog.
I like how you said human dollars, like Danhausen set the pricing.
And then Joey, what do you got there?
I've got this popcorn bucket, which is your Daily Planet newspaper holder, which is pretty awesome. This thing opens up right in the front here, popcorn being there. But the other fun thing is you can swap the article on the front.
Very cool.
People have been storing comic books in there, I've heard.
Interesting. Really? I mean, the whole... I guess it could work.
Do you does it open anywhere else? Does it open at the bottom or anything?
No. That's weird.
Whoever started doing this whole popcorn bucket thing at movie theaters, I hope they're making a lot of money, because
I was gonna say Disney in the theme parks.
Well, that's why I didn't. That's why I specifically said at the movie theaters.
Whoever went to Disneyland or Disney World and was like, we should do this for movies.
And then they decided to do that one with Dune, but you know what? Well, I said it earlier when you talked about face holes. I'm not gonna sully the family nature of the show.
Or Hugh Jackman's mouth.
Yeah, the Wolverine mouth one, I think, is probably...
There's that too.
That was probably the best one for that whole thing.
There's two for Fantastic Four.
I saw the read, the one where he's the handle. His body is the handle, and his arms are like grasping the popcorn bucket.
There's that one, but did you see Galactus?
Yeah.
But there's also Herbie. Did you see the Herbie one?
The Herbie one has like sound effects and light.
It's got
light
sound effects, lights. You can hold the drink in his head.
Yeah.
And then there's like the storage for the popcorn, and he also has storage for candy.
Yeah. Is the storage for candy in his legs?
Might be in. They're making a separate one of the Thing, and it's going to be in his pants. It's going to be the Thing's candy pants. It's candy time.
There it is. Say the thing, Joey. Say the thing.
Oh man, I wore this shirt 2 weeks early. Damn.
Oh, where's the original Burf? I need to get one of those. All right, but yeah. So I think the last thing that we need to say before we depart here and end this is would you out of 5 Archies, how do you rate Superman? And would you recommend somebody to go see it?
I mean, what's the scale based on? Every movie or Superman movies?
Did you enjoy it? Your level of enjoyment of the movie?
5 out of 5 Archies. I would recommend anybody. My wife is not a Superman fan, and she actually enjoyed this movie.
My 4-year-old loved it. I loved it. I left the movie theater and bought a Superman shirt. So I mean, like I would give it 5 out of 5 Archies too for enjoyment.
Same, right up there with 78. Like, who are we kidding?
Yeah, and then that was the other question I was going to ask. Where do you rank this in the pantheon of Superman movies? Because
they're 1 and 1A.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite Superman movie before seeing this was probably Part 2.
Donner Cut, yeah.
The Donner Cut was probably my favorite.
The Donner Cut is good for historical purposes.
I just said the Donner Cut, like repeating Joey. The original Superman 2.
I like the Donner Cut. But...
was my favorite. I
wish they put the money and effort into the Donner Cut that they put into the Snyder Cut.
I also like the 3-hour Superman 1 cut too.
I am very heavily influenced by recency bias. Like I know that. So I'm afraid to put it as my favorite, but my gut is telling me that this is my favorite
I
Superman
think it'll
movie.
hold up.
So
I think the reasoning behind it being the favorite is, we all know the story of Superman, right? We know his planet explodes. We know his dad. We know the whole thing, and the fact that it skips over, just like Spider-Man did for Marvel as well. Like, we didn't need to see Spider-Man getting bit, by the spider. Same thing with, we know what's going to happen with Batman. They're not going to show his parents dying and the pearls hitting the
I was going to say I never need to see the pearls landing in a puddle in an alleyway ever again.
Right.
How about this?
Don't need
we're
that.
skipping to Damian.
Well, yeah, I mean they're going
sure.
They're going right to Damian in this.
The thing I'm excited for is now that he's done this, and I think a lot of people feel this way too, especially like, people of a certain age, right? Like the death of Superman is that like moment in comic history was so like red hot. I would love to see him tackle this.
I would like to see him tackle it much farther down the line.
Like not next, but like
because we did get that. And it was bad.
No, but like I want like Steel and Superboy and like the Eradicator. Like I think
Cyborg.
I think
how do you know that name?
Mullet Superman.
I think he would do so well with that.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Like James Gunn.
It can't be a movie though.
No. I think that's going to be something that he builds.
Actually, you know what I would do? I would do
boy.
Death as a movie. Reign of the Supermen as shows,
Ooh,
and then
that'd be cool.
Return of Superman as a movie.
The other thing that I would love to see him do as well is like Darkest Night. Like I think that would be really, really cool, in this universe. And obviously I'm just excited to see the Justice League come together. I'm excited to see what he's going to do with Batman. I'm excited to see what the future holds for the Flash and for Wonder Woman and Aquaman and
Well, we're getting Lobo.
And
yeah, we're getting Lobo. We're getting Booster Gold.
Yeah,
as a sitcom.
We're getting Booster Gold.
Booster Gold's going to be a sitcom.
Yep.
Yes.
An HBO sitcom.
That, which is awesome.
Hopefully, Kite Man shows up in it.
Hell yeah.
By the way, if you are not watching that if you are not watching that very much so for adults Harley Quinn animated series, please adjust your schedule and get that in.
Dude, we're getting a Clayface horror movie.
That's insane, right?
Animated horror movie, right?
Is it animated?
No,
I thought it was animated.
It's Mike Flanagan. It's
real.
It's a theatrical film.
Yeah,
perfect. Love it. James Gunn is an amazing horror storyteller too.
Animated. I think we're getting a Robin animated thing.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Robin and Nightwing.
Yeah.
It's Robin and Nightwing.
Something else coming up is hold on.
But
there's just so much like stuff, and James Gunn can lead into all, and you said it earlier, he can lead into so much of the weird.
Yeah. I just honestly I hope that the studio sees what he did here and they get out of his way and
Blue Beetle's going to be animated.
And they let him do his thing, because you look at his track record at this point. Suicide Squad was fantastic. The season 1 of Peacemaker, fantastic. Again, Creature Commandos I haven't watched, but I've not heard anybody say anything bad about it. In fact, I think
you're going to get a political drama in Themyscira.
Amazing.
Interesting. Okay. I mean,
I'm like the West Wing.
I'm here for it.
You guys know very much, my love for Keanu movies and for all things Keanu. If they were to not make Constantine 2, which I know that they were thinking about, working on doing Constantine 2 with Keanu. Even as an Elseworlds, even if they decide to be like, you know what, we're not going to do Constantine 2, but they're going to let James Gunn and crew tackle a accurate Constantine for this new world with Swamp Thing, put the both of them together in a movie.
Yeah, we're getting Swamp Thing too. Swamp Thing is, I think, James Mangold. Swamp Thing.
Awesome.
Great.
Give me Swamp Thing and Constantine together in a team up.
Yeah. Yeah, what's that? Justice League Dark. Start to put that stuff together.
Start putting that stuff together. Oh man,
that was going to be Del Toro's DCEU.
That would have been so good.
Hey,
bring him back.
maybe they can bring him back. But listen, I think there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of really good stuff in the pipeline, and it's just nice to be able to talk about DC with a smile again. When it comes to the movies, it's been
Peacemaker season 2 coming out.
It's nice to watch a movie where the hero smiles too.
And Supergirl's next year.
Yeah.
Yep, and maybe I think that's a good closing sentiment. I think maybe the new punk rock is kindness. Right?
Yes, sir.
So be good to each other, and hey, guys, look up.